What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the lab with another quest build. If you're in the market for a shooting guard hatch with an incredibly rare name that is a defensive playmaker first and foremost, this build right here could be the one for you. I want to make something at the 2 guard that you don't necessarily need the ball in your hands to be productive, because we're going to focus on the defensive side of the floor. But when you do get the pill, you can be a primary creator for your team and you're not deficient scoring the ball in multiple areas. And might I mention, it has one of the rarest names in all of 2K23. This thing right here has shades of Joe Johnson, Clyde Drexler, and Drazen Petrovic. This is the super rare 2-way mid-range combo guard. When I saw this name in the builder after tinkering some defensive playmaking hatches, I was flabbergasted. Love this build name, love what it can do. So we're gonna jump right in. You have to make this at shooting guard to get the combo guard name. We're gonna be 6'8", 233 girthy pounds with a max 7'6" wingspan, and you know we're going body shape built because we want to look menacing on the wood. So follow along to a T to get this name, and then tinker at your own discretion in your builder. It's got some very specific name threshes, so we're going to try to maximize the potential of this build, and I've already invested in this hatch, so you know it goes crazy in the right hands. But we're going to get our close shot to a 67. We're going to get our driving layup to an 80. That's going to give us those circus layups and some nice layup packages. You're going to be able to finish around the rim, not necessarily trying to yam everything, because we're only going to get our driving dunk to a 72. I know that's a little bit against the norm and the meta on this game, but 2 points is 2 points. A layup is going to be fine when attacking the rim, and you're not going to try to be slashing brain dead on this build. It's going to be able to finish sufficiently, but it's not the strength of this build. We are not going to invest in standing dunk or post control. We're only going to have 12 finishing badges, so if you want to throw +4 to get those tier 3 silver slithery, you definitely can do that on this build. But I really didn't want to prioritize slashing, because that predicates you have to always be running around, cutting to the basket, or when you get the ball in your hands, you're trying to ISO to try to finish. I know a lot of people like to do that, but that creates some selfish basketball and some ego-driven basketball, and we wanted to kind of keep this off ball and be a great teammate. So we are not going to be predicating this build to be an ultimate finisher. But shooting wise, you definitely can hit on this build. You're going to get your midi to an 81, your 3-ball to a 79, and then we're going to get our free throw to a 76. There's a little bit of extra attributes you can allocate with free throw, but for the midi you need to get it over 79 to get that mid-range name. You can also get a 3-point combo guard if you up the 3-ball inside out combo guard, but the mid-range combo guard is going to create this organic mental decision making that you're not just a cone 3 and D player. You are a mid-range combo guard. So like, think of mid to late 90s, early 2000s. You had a lot of, Allen Houston, Kobe Bryant, Joe Johnson, where you had players who didn't just sit around the 3-point line and chuck up threes. You do want to kind of get in the paint, create for yourself and others, and this build definitely can do that with 20 shooting badges. You're going to be really nice and sufficient, and you can score from all 3 levels. But playmaking, this is where the build really shines. You're going to get your pass accuracy to an 86. Max out your ball handle, max out your speed with ball. You do need a max 89 ball handle and I believe a 77 speed with ball to get the combo guard name. That's going to be very crucial, with at least an 86 pass accuracy. If you don't, it might become a mid-range creator, which is also a super hot name. But we want that combo guard. That's the whole point of making this at the 2 and making this build, is we want that combo guard name. And an 89 handle with a 77 speed with ball is going to go crazy. This build can run point. Obviously, it's a combo guard, so you definitely can get the ball off the rebound, which you'll see in a second. Take it the length of the floor and then create for others. So when you do get the ball, you're a primary ball handling creator with really high pass accuracy. So you're a basically dimer in the name. 24 playmaking badges. You're going to get Hall of Fame dimer, floor general, quick first, gold needles. This build is a playmaker through and through, but I don't feel like you need to have the ball in your hands at all times. Instead of it being a creator, as a combo guard, I'd like to think that mentally, again, in the name, you don't have to have the ball and ISO to make the play. You're just a combo guard to be sufficient. But when you have creator or shot creator in the name, you might play a little differently, thinking that you got to create shots for yourself and others. But as a combo guard, you can just play, take what the defense gives you. But defensively, this is again where this build shines as well. We're going to get our interior defense to a 71. So if you get switched out on some bigs and you have to bang in the post, then you're going to be able to mash, shuck, and jive there. But we're going to get our perimeter defense to an 88 and our stealies to an 89. That's going to be crucial to get the two-way name. We need both of those, I believe, higher than an 85 to get the two-way name. And then we're going to get our block to a 75. It's going to give us those gold chase downs. And then this is where the build kind of separates itself. We're going to get our defensive rebound to a 93. And then our offensive rebound to a 78. You can ooze out more badges technically. I've tinkered around. You can drop the defensive rebound lower and then up the block and offensive rebound. You might be able to get 30 badges on this build with the same type of blueprint. But the 93 defense rebound is crucial because you get those gold rebound chaser, which also will affect the offensive glass as well. And then, you know, you're sufficient in offensive rebounding. You can block shots when you do get a chase down opportunity, and then you can play defense at all three levels again. So this is a defensive playmaker through and through. You obviously see the badge count, 28 defensive badges with the 24 playmaking. It's going to be a juggernaut on both ends, but defensively you can really take pride in stopping the opponent's best scorer while also helping out on the glass and then being able to create splash plays for your team. So if you're not being incorporated within the half-court offense, you can create your own offensive opportunities by playing defense and making those splash plays for your team. In the physicals, we're going to get our speed to a 77. In the physicals, we're going to get our speed to a 77, max out our acceleration to a 75. We're going to keep our strength at a 46, and we're going to get our vertical to a 70. That's going to unlock a couple different dunk packages, and then put the rest on stamina to an 81. Let's break this down real quick. 12 finishing, 20 shooting, 24 playmaking, 28 defensive badges. It is a defensive playmaking hatch that I think can complement any squad. I know some of you might want to throw more towards physicals. Definitely can. It's your build. You can do whatever you want. But some of the things that stand out on this blueprint of this build is the 80 driving layup, being able to score when you do attack the basket. I like the shooting ability, 81 and 79. Obviously the playmaking with the 86 pass accuracy. So you're going to be a Nerf gun, being able to dart up all your teammates when you do get the pill. And then defensively, being able to lock up on the perimeter. And the 93 defense rebound is going to be super crucial to create opportunities for your team and be able to help out on the defensive glass. Being 6'8", girthy with max wing, also you feel dominant against those quick little peanuts trying to zigzag. Obviously that's kind of been taken out of the game this year. But as that big hulking figure on the perimeter, I'm not maximizing strength on this build, but you do still feel girthy and strong when guarding players when they're attacking the basket. I've been clamping peanuts on the perimeter at the rec with this build with the strength levels that it is. They can't detach. You're too big, you're too girthy, and your hitbox is too gargantuan for them to get around you. So if you're looking for a big defensive playmaker that can also score, this build might be the one for you. Going to Takeover, you can have shot creator, playmaking, perimeter defense, and glass cleaning take. I like going enhanced jump shots. I'm not trying to latch on with the clamps because you're already going to be able to do that. I want to be able to contest jumpers. And then I like glass clearing dimes, just to give your teammates another opportunity on the glass. And you're going to end up with one of the rarest names in all of 2K23, one of my favorite hatches I've ever cooked up thus far, the two-way mid-range combo guard. Like I said, when I saw this name pop up in the builder, I was super hyped. It really has that like vintage classic homegrown basketball style to it. We're not trying to yam everything. We're not trying to score at all times. We're a great team-oriented complement piece that predicates itself on playing great defense and then making plays for themselves and others. It can shoot, it can finish, but it is a defensive-minded playmaker. I'm hyped about this blueprint. I've already invested in this hatch and been running with it at the rec. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Would you invest your hard-earned VC in this build? Do you like the name? Is it rare? Have you seen one? Let me know. You know what time it is. Quest Sparrow.